The beginning of the experience of building a custom home with Garrett starts with the initial consultation. You're going to reach out to us. We're going to set a time for you to come to one of our regional model homes and meet with one of our sales agents. And that's where we're going to start talking about what floor plan best fits your lifestyle. Do you have your land? Do you need to find land? We're going to answer some of those high-level questions and then identify what the next steps are for you. So step number 2 is the construction deposit agreement. This is where things are getting on paper, if you will. That deposit agreement is going to spell out what home plan you're building with us, the location of the home site, all those important things. After that, or maybe even at the same time, depending on how things go with your process, you're going to do your structural selections. Those structural selections happen early in the process because they're all the things that are going to affect the building permit for your home. If we're building on land that you, the customer, owns, the next step in the process is site costs. This is where our site development manager is going to meet you on site, and it's kind of fun. We're going to put some stakes in the ground. We're going to talk about home placement. After that, our site development manager is going to estimate the cost of building a home for you on your property. It's a line item breakdown. It's very thorough. The reason we need to be so thorough is 1, to educate you, but number 2, the next step in the process is loan approval. The bank is going to need all that detailed breakdown of all the information what is your site cost. Loan approval is a big part of the process of building a home with us. It's also a process that can take time. It happens a little bit later in our process, but because it takes time, I always encourage our customers meet with one of our preferred lenders early so that they can get you your loan approval, so that when it's time to do the construction deposit agreement, you have it and it's ready to go and you can move on to the next step. So the next step in the process is you're going to go to our design studio, and this is where the fun really starts to happen. You're going to go through and make all the selections from paint colors to cabinet colors to countertops, all those fun things. It's in our design studio with our interior designer that's going to guide you through that process. Don't forget your Pinterest at home though. After that, we're going to finalize all of your selections so that we can move on to the next step in the process. Now that you've made all the selections for your home, that being the structural selections, personal choice selections, we've done the site costs for your property, we can now do your construction and sales agreement. That's going to formalize all those selections in one thing. There's going to be a non-refundable payment that you make at that time. That non-refundable payment, though, allows us to start the permitting process for your new home. The permitting process has a lot of moving parts to it, but again, rest assured, we have an in-house permitting department that handles all those moving parts of your project. We're going to fill out the applications, prepare the building plans, and submit them to the jurisdiction for review and approval. If you're obtaining a construction loan for financing of your new home with us, the next step in the process is going to be your construction loan will fund. The funding of that construction loan allows you to purchase the lot. So you actually own the lot at that point. The reason that's important is when that building permit does come out and is issued, you owning the lot allows us to immediately start construction. Now we're ready to build. We've been watching your building permit go through the process with the jurisdiction very closely. We try and time about 2 weeks before that building permit is going to be issued. We want to have your pre-construction orientation. This is a meeting where you're going to meet your superintendent who's going to be building your home. We're going to review all the options and selections that you've identified for your home, and we're going to explain to you some timing and outline when excavation is going to start on your home. Excavation starting is one of the first things that happens in the home building process. It's also one of the most fun things that you're going to see. You're going to see a hole dug out of the earth. Forms are going in, concrete's being poured, and then the most exciting thing happens, the framing starts. And you get to watch out of the ground come your new home with walls and a roof, and the structure is there, and you can walk through it and you can see it, you can feel it, you can touch it. It's the start of construction and it is so much fun. Now that the framing's up on your home, we're going to meet with you again on site. We're going to walk through the home. It's going to be you, your superintendent, your sales agent, and we're going to look at the guts of your home, if you will. We're going to look at the framing with you, the electrical, the plumbing. If you have any questions at the time, we want to answer those things. You might have some questions about doing some expanded concrete outside. Depending on the type of home you're building with us, you might be able to make those changes at that time. But ultimately, it's the last time you're going to see your home before the insulation goes in the walls and the drywall goes on. It's a really exciting time in the process. We've made it to the finish line. We're at your new home orientation. Your home is completed. It's gone through our quality assurance process with our QA manager. It's time where you're going to meet with one of our customer service reps. It's a time about really understanding your home, how it works, how it functions, and also how we're going to be with you through the next year of you being in your home. But more than anything, that new home orientation it's celebration day. You're right towards the end. You're going to be moving into your home in a couple days, and we're going to talk about how your home works and functions and educate you on that process. Now that you've completed your new home orientation, you're right there at the 1 yard line. The next things you need to do is close on your home. So that's where you're going to execute all those final loan documents, meet with the escrow officer, sign the documents. After that, you're going to do your final sign-off and key delivery. That's where you're actually physically getting the keys to your house, and hopefully the moving truck's scheduled because it's time to start unloading. Now that you moved into your home, that brings us to our final step in the process. Simply put, that's the warranty process. We're going to see you 2 times in this period. We're going to see you at 60 days. We're going to answer any questions or concerns that you have. And we're going to see you again in 11 months. And again, we're going to answer any questions, concerns, and if there is anything that needs repaired at that time, we're going to address those things for you. From start to finish, we want you to know that Garrett Custom Homes is with you. We want you to have confidence in us. That's why we have the 18 steps that we publish for you to review. It's also so that you know where you're at in your home building journey. But ultimately, when we move you into your home, we want you to enjoy your home. We want you to make memories in your home. We want you to enjoy it for years to come.